Are you saving and investing, but still feel like you're spinning your wheels? You follow the rules. You put money aside, you skip the lattes, but that feeling of real financial momentum just isn't there. It's a quiet frustration millions of people feel every single day. They think they're doing all the right things, but their bank account never seems to get the memo. Here's the problem. It might not be your effort, but your strategy. It's a problem of misdiagnosis. You can't solve a puzzle if you're looking at the wrong picture. Most people are stuck in a financial stage without knowing it, using the wrong tools for their situation. They're trying to build a skyscraper with the tools for a garden shed. It's not that the tools are bad. They're just wrong for the job. This is the biggest reason why hard work doesn't always translate into wealth. People unknowingly misdiagnose their financial stage, which keeps them in a painful cycle of wasted time and missed opportunities. It leads to that constant, nagging anxiety that you're always just one unexpected bill away from a crisis. This misdiagnosis is the invisible wall between you and the financial future you deserve. But what if you could finally see that wall? What if you could see the blueprint of the entire building and find the right door? Today, we're going to break that cycle. We're revealing the 4 distinct stages of building wealth. This isn't just theory. It's a practical roadmap. By the end of this, you'll be able to pinpoint exactly where you are on this journey. More importantly, you'll know the precise strategy, the specific mindset, and the critical actions you need to take next to finally see real, tangible growth. This is a knowledge that separates financial struggle from financial success. So, if you're ready to stop guessing and start building, stay right where you are. Section 1, the survival stage. Let's start at the foundation, where everyone's financial journey begins. Stage 1, the survival stage. This is the most common and, honestly, the most stressful phase. If you're here, money is a constant source of anxiety. The phrase, living paycheck to paycheck, isn't a cliche. It's your reality. Your income comes in and poof, it's gone again, covering rent, food, and debt payments. There's little to no buffer. A flat tire or an unexpected medical bill can trigger a full-blown financial crisis. The feeling is one of constantly treading water, with your head just barely above the surface. So, how do you know if you're in the survival stage? First, look at your net worth. It's typically negative or hovering just above zero, usually in a range of less than $0 up to about $25,000. Calculating your net worth is simple but incredibly eye-opening. Take everything you own assets and subtract everything you owe liabilities. For many in this stage, liabilities like credit card debt or student loans completely outweigh their assets. Here, debt isn't just a number. It's a heavy weight on your shoulders. Second, your life revolves around cash flow. The focus isn't on investing. It's on managing money to make it to the next payday. Budgeting isn't about planning for the future. It's a defensive game of making sure every essential bill gets paid. The mental energy this takes is enormous. You're constantly juggling due dates, checking your bank balance before buying groceries, and turning down social events because they cost too much. Third, financial stress is your constant companion. It can impact your health, your relationships, and your work. This stage is common for people between 18 and 30, who are often starting careers with student debt and entry-level pay. But age doesn't define this stage. A job loss, divorce, or illness can throw anyone back into survival mode. So, what's the trap that keeps people stuck here, sometimes for decades? The single biggest mistake is a misallocation of focus. People in this stage hear advice like, you have to invest, and try to throw $50 at the stock market while carrying $5,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest. This is like trying to fill a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom. The water you're pouring in your investment is leaking out much faster through the hole, your high-interest debt. You will not outinvest that kind of debt. The guaranteed 22% return from paying off that car will always beat the uncertain 8 to 10% from the stock market. The sticking point is ignoring the hole. The other pitfall is an income problem. Sometimes no amount of cutting back can solve the core issue. You're simply not earning enough. People get stuck focusing only on cutting expenses, which has a limit, instead of also focusing on growing their income, which is limitless. So what's the key to leveling up? A ruthless, singular focus on one goal, achieving basic financial stability. This isn't the time for complicated investment strategies. It's about building a solid foundation. Here's your actionable strategy to escape the survival stage. First, you need to get a grip on your cash flow. Track every dollar. You can't manage what you don't measure. Use an app, a spreadsheet, whatever works, but you need to know where your money is going. This isn't about judgment. It's about awareness. Once you see the data, create a zero-based budget where every dollar is assigned a job before the month starts. This stops money from just disappearing. Second, your absolute number one priority is to eliminate high-interest debt. This is the anchor. The two most popular methods are the debt snowball, paying off smallest debts first for momentum, and the debt avalanche, paying off highest interest debts first to save money. Both work. Pick the one you'll stick with and attack that debt with intensity. While you're attacking debt, build a starter emergency fund. Aim for $1,000 to $3,000. This isn't your forever fund. It's a small buffer to stop the cycle of using a credit card for every little surprise. It's a fire extinguisher that stops a spark from becoming a house fire. Finally, focus on increasing your income. Look for overtime, develop a new skill, or start a side hustle. Even an extra few $100s a month can be a massive accelerant for paying off debt and building that emergency fund. The mindset shift is huge. You have to go from being a victim of your finances to the active hero of your story. The goal isn't just to survive, but to win. You'll know you're ready to move on when you have a small emergency fund, your high-interest debts are gone, and your net worth finally turns positive. You've stopped treading water and reached the shore. Welcome to Stage 2. Section 2, the stability stage. Once you've escaped the survival stage, you enter a new world. Stage 2, the stability stage. This is where you can finally take a full breath. The constant, nagging anxiety about money fades, replaced by a growing sense of control. You're no longer just surviving, you're building. What does this stage look like? It's defined by predictability and forward planning. You meet all your financial obligations without stress. Money is no longer just for survival. It's a tool for building a better future. The conversation shifts from how will I pay for this to what's the best way to save for this? Let's get specific. Your net worth in this stage typically ranges from around $25,000 to $200,000. You've crossed the zero line and are now building a positive balance sheet, with assets like a growing emergency fund and retirement savings outpacing manageable debts like a mortgage. Your focus now shifts from just managing cash flow to building strong saving and investing habits. The most powerful strategy here is automation. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts on payday. This pay yourself first principle is a cornerstone of effortless wealth building. You're no longer relying on willpower. You're building wealth systematically. The goal is to automate saving at least 15% of your income. A key milestone is building a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses in a high-yield savings account. This fund is your fortress. It protects your long-term investments from being raided during a short-term crisis. That peace of mind is priceless. Another critical indicator is that you're actively and consistently contributing to your retirement. People in this stage are typically between 25 and 40, a time when compound interest is your most powerful ally. But this stage has its own trap. The biggest danger is lifestyle creep. As your income rises, it's incredibly tempting to upgrade your life at the same pace. You get a raise, so you get a nicer car. You get a bonus, so you take a bigger vacation. Rewarding yourself isn't bad, but letting your spending rise in lockstep with your income is the silent killer of wealth accumulation. It keeps you on a hedonic treadmill where you're running faster financially but staying in the same place. So, how do you level up? The focus must be on consistency, automation, and leveraging tax advantage accounts. Here's your actionable strategy. First, lock down your savings rate. When your income goes up, consciously decide to save and invest a majority of that increase. A simple rule is 50/50ths. For every new dollar you earn after taxes, at least 50 cents goes to your future self. This allows for some lifestyle improvement while dramatically accelerating your wealth engine. Second, systematically max out your tax advantage retirement accounts. The order of operations is critical. Priority 1. Contribute enough to your employer's 401k to get the full employer match. It's free money. Not taking it is a cardinal sin of personal finance. Next, fully fund a Roth IRA if you can. It grows completely tax-free, which is incredibly powerful. If you max out both and still have more to invest, go back to your 401k until you hit the annual limit. Third, work on improving your financial infrastructure, like your credit score. A higher score can save you tens of thousands over your lifetime on mortgages and car loans. Pay your bills on time, keep credit utilization low, and don't close old accounts. The mindset here shifts from scarcity to disciplined abundance. You have enough. Now, the game is about directing that abundance efficiently. You'll know you're ready to graduate when you have a 6-month emergency fund, you're investing 15 to 20% of your income, and your debt is well managed. You've built the engine. Now it's time to hit the gas. We're about to hit the growth stage, where wealth really starts to accelerate. If you already figured out your stage and are finding this roadmap helpful, take a second to subscribe. We break down complex financial topics into simple, actionable steps every week to help you on your journey. Section 3, the growth stage. Welcome to Stage 3, the growth stage. This is where the magic happens. If survival was about not drowning and stability was about learning to swim, growth is about building a speedboat. This is the phase where your wealth begins to grow faster than your own savings rate. Your money starts working harder than you do. The feeling here is one of momentum and empowerment. Financial independence stops being a distant dream and starts looking like a real destination on the horizon. Let's break it down. Your net worth is typically in the range of $200,000 to over $1 million. Your investment portfolio is no longer a small side project. It's a significant and growing part of your financial life. The primary focus shifts from simply saving to optimization and diversification. You've built the habit. Now the game is making that money work as effectively as possible. You're thinking about asset allocation, the right mix of stocks, bonds, and other assets for your risk tolerance. You're also obsessed with minimizing taxes and fees, which are a major drag on long-term returns. People in this stage, often between 35 and 55, are usually in their peak earning years. Career acceleration becomes a key lever. You're not just doing a job. You're actively managing your career, negotiating big raises, climbing the ladder, or scaling your own business. A key milestone is maxing out all available tax advantage accounts, your 401k, a Roth or backdoor Roth IRA, and potentially a health savings account, HSA. After these are full, you start investing heavily in a taxable brokerage account. But even this exciting stage has a dangerous pitfall: complacency and lack of diversification. When things are going well, it's easy to get comfortable. Maybe you have too much of your wealth in your company's stock, or you think you're a genius because a few individual stock picks paid off. This is concentration risk, and it's the fastest way to lose a fortune that took years to build. So, how do you master this stage? The focus must be on aggressive but smart growth, strategic diversification, and tax optimization. Here's your strategy for the growth stage. First, embrace sophisticated diversification. This means going beyond a simple 2 or 3 fund portfolio. While low-cost index funds should remain your core, you should now consider diversifying across asset classes, domestic and international stocks, bonds, and maybe alternatives like real estate, REITs, or direct ownership. The goal is a portfolio that can perform well in various economic conditions. Second, tax planning becomes a critical part of your investment strategy. Use strategies like tax loss harvesting in your taxable account, where you sell losers to offset the gains from your winners. Prioritize asset location. Place tax-inefficient assets, like corporate bonds, in tax-advantage accounts and tax-efficient assets, like index funds, in your taxable accounts. Minimizing your tax drag can be like adding 1 or 2 percentage points to your annual returns. Third, keep your foot on the gas with your income. This is a time to invest in yourself. Get that MBA, earn a high-value certification, or build leadership skills. If you're a business owner, invest in scaling. Your ability to earn is still one of your most valuable assets. The mindset shifts from being a saver to being the CEO of your own financial life. You're on the cusp of the final stage when your portfolio's growth in a good year could equal or exceed your annual salary. Your focus starts shifting from how much can I earn to how do I protect what I built? Section 4, the preservation stage. Finally, we arrive at stage 4, the preservation stage. This is the destination. This is true financial freedom. The feeling here is one of profound security and choice. Money is no longer a primary driver of your decisions. You work because you want to, not because you have to. Your time is finally your own. The focus is no longer on accumulation, but on protecting the wealth you've built and using it to fund your lifestyle and create a lasting impact. What defines this stage? A net worth of over $1 million, often much more. But the real definition is functional. Your investment portfolio can cover your desired lifestyle indefinitely without you having to work. You've reached work optional status. The primary focus shifts dramatically from growth to risk management, wealth preservation, and distribution. The game is no longer about winning more. It's about not losing what you've won. Protecting your principal becomes paramount. People here are typically 55 and older, but the FIRE movement is helping people reach it much earlier. A key milestone is creating a comprehensive estate plan, far more than just a will. It involves working with a team of professionals to create trusts, powers of attorney, and healthcare directives to ensure your assets are protected and distributed according to your wishes, minimizing taxes and legal headaches for your heirs. Another key activity is developing a sophisticated withdrawal strategy. This involves determining a safe withdrawal rate and being strategic about which accounts you pull from first to maximize tax efficiency throughout your retirement. What can possibly go wrong in this final stage? One of the biggest dangers is sequence of returns risk. This is the risk of a bad market crash in the first few years of retirement. A 30% drop feels very different when you're 40 and still contributing than when you're 65 and starting to live off the money. A big hit early on can permanently cripple your long-term plan. Another pitfall is overspending, especially early on. After decades of discipline, it's easy to splurge. Without a clear plan, you can burn through your assets much faster than you realize. Here is your strategy for the preservation stage. First, implement a dynamic asset allocation and withdrawal strategy. Your portfolio should become more conservative to weather market volatility. Modern strategies involve adjusting withdrawals based on market performance, taking less in down years and more in up years. Second, build a comprehensive estate and legacy plan. Establish trust to protect assets. Have open conversations with your family about your wealth and values. This is also the stage for philanthropy, where you can make a significant impact on causes you care about through direct giving or setting up a foundation. Third, prioritize risk management in all its forms. This includes market risk and healthcare risk. Long-term care is one of the biggest threats to wealth in later life, so having a plan is critical. This also means reviewing all your insurance, including umbrella liability insurance, to protect your assets from potential lawsuits. The mindset shift here is the most profound. You transition from builder to steward. Your timeline expands beyond your own life. The focus moves from personal goals to questions of impact, purpose, and legacy. You've reached the summit. Now you get to enjoy the view and help others on their climb. Let's conclude this. So there you have it. The 4 distinct stages of becoming wealthy. The survival stage, a battle for positive net worth. The stability stage, a disciplined process of building a foundation. The growth stage, an aggressive acceleration toward independence. And the preservation stage, the ultimate goal of stewarding your wealth and legacy. Take a moment and ask yourself, honestly, which one are you in? Don't judge the answer. Knowing where you are is the most powerful thing you can do, because only then can you use the right map to get where you want to go. Most people wander through their financial lives, hoping to stumble upon treasure. But wealth isn't found. It's built stage by stage with intention. Understanding your stage gives you a clear, focused mission. If you're in survival, your mission is debt freedom. If you're in stability, your mission is automation. If you're in growth, your mission is optimization. And if you're in preservation, your mission is protection. Your financial journey is unique, but the path is well-trodden. By identifying your stage, you're no longer just working hard. You're working smart. You're applying the right strategy at the right time. This is how you break the cycle of feeling stuck. This is how you turn effort into lasting wealth. You found your compass. Now, it's time to take the next step. What did you discover today? Let us know in the comments below which stage you identify with. Sharing your journey is a powerful way to commit to your growth and inspire others on the same path. Thanks for watching.